Chattanooga Police Sergeant Jeremy Eames responded to the terrorist attack at the Navy Reserve Center on the Amnicola Highway, helping to carry out an officer who'd been shot.
Our Mary Frances Hoots shares his experience.
Sergeant Jeremy Eames knew quickly the severity of the situation when he responded. The shooter had already been taken down when he arrived, but at the time, they thought there was another suspect. So he and several other guys ran inside this building to check on victims and clear all threats. Sergeant Jeremy Eames with Chattanooga Police was part of the SWAT team and on bike patrol in downtown back in 2015. On July 16th that year, he was at Panera downtown and heard the incident on the radio channel. The car pursuit hit Amnicola, and he knew things were about to get bad.
I set my coffee down, I was running out the door, and I said, Chattanooga is making national news right now.
The shooter had already gone down by the time Eames arrived. They thought there was another shooter inside, and the Navy Reserve building had not been cleared yet. He and several other guys went in there. The door was locked, but the shooter had already busted the glass.
The glass just fell. It just shattered, so we just stepped in through the door.
They began to clear the building, checking for victims and suspects.
Several guys had already moved down the hallway looking for a suspect, and I noticed that there was a door crack that needed to be checked.
Eames grabbed another officer and went into that room, where they encountered Petty Officer Randall Smith and two other Navy personnel. Smith had been shot, and the other guys were trying to put a tourniquet on his arm and asked for an ambulance. Eames said an ambulance couldn't get down there, but they would get him out of there.
The Bearcat came down, someone had thrown a backboard in the Bearcat, and so we carried Petty Officer Smith out into the parking lot, put him on the backboard, and throw him into the Bearcat, and then to a man, everyone ran back into the building.
Smith was still alive at that time.
We were able to extricate him quick enough for his wife to make it to the hospital and see him before he passed away.
A tough day for so many people who responded. Eames says there are 400 to 500 people in the Chattanooga Police Department who would have done the same thing that day, and many others who did, but don't want to share their stories.
I had the opportunity to carry a wounded serviceman off of what had become his battlefield, and that's for me, that was an honor to be able to do something like that.
Anniversaries in law enforcement are tough, not a place many of them like to revisit, because they usually involve death or other tragedies. July 16th, 2015 will always be a part of Chattanooga, and remembering the 5 servicemen who lost their lives for ours.
There were so many people who did so many courageous things that day. Chattanooga is blessed with an agency that does not hesitate.
In Chattanooga, Mary Frances Hoots, Local 3 News.